lovelies, my name is Jessica and welcome to Makeup Misfit, and today I have my update for panning solitaire. Now, even though I skipped last month's update, this is still going to be a short one. So back in November, I decided to refresh this project because I just needed a little kick to keep this going, and I decided to restart it with my Too Faced Teddy Bear palette. Now, this already had one shade completely finished off and another shade with a pan in it. However, the way that this project works, I was still able to make sure that the rest of the shades fit for this project. So if you're not aware, haven't seen this before, I do have a playlist, but basically I choose one single shade randomly and I work on that shade until I hit pan. When I hit pan, I pull in a duo, again, randomly chosen shades. I work on both of those until I hit pan. I go up to a trio, and once I hit pan in all three of those shades, I go back to a single, and I do that until every shade in the palette has pan, but I make sure that every round that I do, I can go up to at least that trio. So if I only have like a single and then a duo, I won't count that palette for this project because there's not enough pans to make it like an even amount of rounds, if that makes sense. So with the pan being complete in here and the other shade having pan in here, like I said, I was able to make this palette fit. So I am currently working on my single shade that I had rolled in back at the intro, and that is this one right here called Fuzzy Wuzzy. Now you can see the usage in this shade for sure, but there's absolutely nowhere near hitting pan. This, as you can see, was the lid setting shade, so it's completely finished off, and you can just see how deep that shadow or those pans are. So I think it's going to take a little bit more time to focus in on this. I have been wearing this one pretty consistently in the outer corner. I will take my brush, kind of place it from the outer corner towards the middle of the lower lash line, and then I will take my fluffier brush and I will kind of blend it out a little bit more, and I blend it into the crease. Sometimes it's a lot. I'll blend it throughout the lid as well. I try not to pick up too much, but there's a lot of kickback that comes up, so I do try to use that as well. But I think we're gonna have a little bit of a ways to go. I don't remember how long it took to hit pan on the matte shade. However, it was a different brush, and same with the shimmer. I don't know how long it took, but again, it was a different brush, a different type of brush. So this is going to take a little bit, but I am excited to actually continue to use it. I should probably dip for this palette a little bit more as a whole. That's how I used it prior to pulling it into this project, and I did enjoy it. I would kind of use like this neutral side, and then I would use more of this berry side, and I enjoyed the looks that came out of it. And with how long it takes to actually hit pan, I don't think that if I use a few shades prior to them being rolled into this, it's going to really affect the amount of time that it's going to take to hit pan when they're actually rolled in. So I would like to try and get a little bit more use on this palette as a whole, but I'm happy with the amount of progress that I have been making on here. It is almost daily use. I have a couple of other shades that it works really nicely with that I'm working on currently, and I'm happy that I'm working on a matte right now because I was thinking about it, and with my project level up and other projects that I am using eyeshadows for, I don't want to only focus on shimmers, even though they're so much easier to hit pan on and you just feel that like motivation and that successfulness. But something about hitting pan on a matte is like just extra exciting. And not only that, it would be nice to look back at my collection, say at the end of this year or even partway through, and see that there's a lot more mattes that also have pan in it and not just shimmers. So the next year I'm gonna have to focus strictly on mattes, if you know what I mean. But with this palette and with this project, you're working on everything, so it doesn't really matter specifically for this project. So that was just a ramble for no reason, but it's what I do sometimes. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, a super short update. There's only that one shade that I'm working on, and when I do finally hit pan, I will randomize the duo that I will be working on. Now, what I've done in the past is just to kind of keep this project going, if I end up hitting pan like a little too far away from the next update, I will just record me randomizing the two shades and I will post it at the next update. But if it's close enough to when the next update comes around, I will actually roll with you guys on camera. So I'm going to continue to do that, even though I do have other eyeshadows I'm working on. I still kind of like the idea of keeping this project going and not necessarily pausing it just for the update. So if I happen to hit pan in between updates and it's far enough away that I can get some decent use on a shade, I will screen record the 2 new shades that are coming up, and I will post those in whatever update that may be. So technically this is the first update, but this is the second month that I have been working on this. So I am going to say probably another couple of months, but that's okay. That's okay. This project is it's not like just a year-end project. I've always just kind of let this go until I have had pan in almost every shade. My Mercury Retrograde palette was just 2 shades without pan. There's still no pan in those 2 shades, but that was like a year and a half. So it's definitely not like a year-long project. It's just gonna go until I have pan and everything. But I don't mind that. It's kind of like a nice, easy, kind of slow-ish way to work on a palette, and I do enjoy it. So, especially because I'm only working on like those couple shades that are randomly pulled in at that time. So with that is it for now. I'm hoping to have a little bit more progress to show you guys at the next update in February, but for now, that is it. That is all. So thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you all later. Bye.